guys, welcome to the DMX Show. I'm your host Shane, and today, because you guys have been requesting it, I'm going to show you guys how to use the Galaxy Nexus root toolkit. I've already made a video tutorial on how to factory reset your phone and lock the bootloader. So now I'm going to show you guys how to unlock the bootloader and root it. So you need to get this Galaxy Nexus root toolkit from the link in the description. Go ahead and install that. The first thing you want to do here, before you do anything else, regardless of whether or not you already have the SDK installed, is go to SDK and Files, click that, and you will install either no, you've never installed it, or yes, you have. It'll give you the extra files that you need if you haven't. And then install the drivers. If you don't have the Samsung drivers installed, this will not work. So go ahead and make sure you do not skip that. Do the drivers. Another thing here is it works for CDMA and GSM. So we're going to go ahead and unlock the device. And it says don't plug it in until you're told. So we will heed that advice. Go to unlock. It says this will unlock your device, enabling you to root it and ultimately gain full access, and you can brick it, yada yada yada. It says this process will factory reset your device, meaning that all your apps, data, and settings will be erased. So when you unlock your bootloader, it does wipe everything. So be sure to do all your backups. Please take the necessary steps to preserve your backup and everything like that. Enable USB debugging on your Galaxy Nexus. To do that, you'll go to Settings, Developer Options, and USB debugging. Just make sure that's checked. So that is complete, and now we will plug in our device and press continue. So just go ahead and plug that in, press continue, and it says no, it says list of devices attached. I don't have anything attached here, so I'm going to say no, I don't see anything. We'll try it again, and there it is. Okay, so my device is listed because I have that SDK and extra files installed. I have my drivers installed, so yes, I'm going to select yes that I do see it there. Now it's rebooting into bootloader. Just does everything automatically, so we'll just kind of watch it unlock the bootloader. And it sees my fast boot, so I'm going to say yes, it sees the fast boot. It says you should now see a screen titled Unlock Bootloader. So here you're going to select yes, unlock the bootloader, may void your warranty. I guess we'll need to select it there and then select with the power button here. Okay. So it's finished, and if you look down here, it said lock state locked, and it's rebooted, and we are now locked. So we're going to press any key to exit. The next thing we want to do is root, so we just kind of need to wait on this to boot up. Don't unplug it there because it is wiping the data, so like right now it's wiping all your data, or if you didn't have much data like me, because I just factory reset it, it should go pretty quickly. So as soon as this boots back up, we're going to hit the root. We're just going to kind of set that and wait for it there. If you get bored waiting, just fast forward. You won't hurt my feelings. As soon as it boots up, we will root the device. Shoutouts to Wugfresh for creating this awesome root toolkit. This thing is super easy. You don't have to rack your brain trying to figure out how to get the SDK files installed or the drivers installed. You don't have to know anything about ADB or SDK to make this work. Of course, I suggest that you do it the correct way, the proper way, especially if you're going to own a Galaxy Nexus device. You should be doing everything the correct way. I have tutorials on my channel on how to do it the proper way. So you can just find those by going to my channel, and you'll find them there. So we'll just wait another minute or so. Hopefully it won't take much longer. So I'm guessing it's taking forever because it did wipe the data and put it back to factory, so that would be probably why it's taking so long. we'll just stick with it for just another minute here. And like I said, if you want to see the root process, you can definitely just fast forward through this. I know some people freak out when they see this boot animation go on and on and on and on, and they're like ripping out the cable, pulling the battery, freaking out, thinking they bricked their device. Which I can understand because it is expensive and you wouldn't want to brick it, but don't worry, it'll come around eventually. It probably will even show you this. It'll look like it's boot loop, but it hasn't. Just let it do its thing and boot back up. It's going to go through it probably one more time and then it'll boot up. This time it should go a little quicker. So don't freak out if you see that and you're thinking, oh, I'm going to boot loop. Okay, so now it's about to boot back up, and as soon as it boots back up, we'll go in there and quickly enable USB debugging, and then we can root the device. Let's go ahead and get it started. Maybe we won't have to. This will root your device by flashing. Okay, it has to activate the phone because it did wipe everything, so it's activating now. So it's flashing. This will root your device by flashing ClockWorkMod Custom Recovery, which will then boot into and use to flash su.zip, which is the super user. After you are rooted and booted back up, this script will ensure ClockWorkMod Recovery is permanently installed. So that is really cool. Whoops, cancel. Back. Not now. Next. Back. Next. Back. Here, we'll uncheck this. Go next. Oh my gosh. Here, I'm going to pause this and I'll come right back. Okay, so once you get past all that, you're going to go into Settings and Developer Options. Make sure this USB debugging is checked. Select OK. Exit out of that. It says you need to be unlocked, which we already did, and USB debugging, so we'll check yes. Yes, my device is there. So now it's pushing root.zip to the device, and now it's rebooting into bootloader. And I see my fast boot device there, so I'm going to select 1. Now it's sending recovery and writing recovery, which it finished. Press any key to continue. For the following instructions, navigate with volume keys and use the power button to select. On your device, switch from green start to red recovery. Wait until you boot into recovery. And all we're doing here is just installing the root zip. So apparently you just kind of have to do this manually, which I am totally cool with. Okay, so now we're in Clockwork Recovery. We're going to go to install. Okay, let's see. Install zip from SD card. And select that with the power button. Choose zip from SD card. And then we'll go all the way down to the bottom. Let's see, what is it doing here? Okay. So down at the bottom, it should say su.zip. We'll go ahead and select that. And yes to install. This is when that finishes, back out of recovery and select Reboot System. So we'll go back and Reboot System. It says leave your phone connected via USB. Make sure USB debugging is enabled. Once your phone is booted back up with USB debugging enabled and still connected to your computer, via USB, you can press any key to continue. So, I'm going to go ahead and pause it here. As soon as it reboots, we'll come right back to it. Okay, so as soon as that's finished, it's going to give you instructions here to run this ADB shell here, which is going to make your Clockwork Recovery permanent. It'll do that automatically. Once that's finished, you're good to go. Another way of making Clockwork Mod Recovery permanent is installing ROM Manager from the market and flashing Clockwork Recovery that way. That'll make it permanent. And then you're good to go, guys. You are now unlocked and rooted with Clockwork Mod Recovery via this awesome Wugfresh Galaxy Nexus root toolkit. Check out DroidModderX.com for all the latest in news, ROMs, mods, and hacks for your Android device. Follow me on Twitter at DroidModderX with an E, not a 3, and be sure to subscribe to the channel. Thanks, guys.